What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the next video learning Java. My name is QDS Dani and you guys are watching my channel Croywood. Alright, so in the previous video we have learned how to declare our variables in Java. So declaring variables in Java, and we have discussed the naming, how to name your variables here, how to make sure you put lowercase and make sure you put a camel case, and stay away from the 1 2 3 or numeric numbers. And if you put in put it this way, if you want to have a single one, for example XYZ ABC, if you have a multiple you can put it this way. In this video we're going to see how to assign values to our variable. So as we discussed in the previous videos, and we said that when we declare a variable, we create a named storage location. So we create named storage location in computer memory. All right. So when we create a name storage location in computer memory, what happens when we assign a value to our variable? So when we assign a value to our variable, we update its value. So we update its value. Alright, so now we're going to come here. So we have declared say for example int here, or we can gonna remove this. We're gonna declare for example name, and then here we have declared name, and now we're gonna put a name equal to, for example, yes, Dani. We can put it this way, and look in here, there is now there is a name location, storage location in computer memory called name, and we are updating this name with yes, Dani. So now this variable here on the left has a value on the right. So if I put an int, for example number, now I'm creating a location, and if I put a number equal to, for example, 100, now I'm updating the value for this storage location called number. So that's how it works in the computer memory. We can assign, say now I have put a string and I'm wrapping it with double quotation. That's what you guys got to do, and we call this now is literal string. So what's a string? A string is an array of characters, and this is by itself is an object. So here integer, and I have a number, that's a variable, and I'm not wrapping this in a double quotation, because you guys don't have to do this. You guys don't wrap the integers in double quotation. So if, for example, now you're going to tell me, Mr. Yazdani, what about if I have a string, say my number. Okay, now this is a type string, data type string, and now you have for example my number. So you can do by all means. So you can put a my number, and you can put a, for example, 500 in between. So now this is illegal. This is perfectly fine in Java. Java has no issues with that one, because you guys have declared string, and you can put name to your string, and here you are updating the, say, my number, whatever. So here, because it's just a type string, you can wrap it in double quotation. So Java treat this one as a string. Now Java is not going to treat this one as an integer, so you guys cannot perform, say, multiplication or something. You guys can use it, for example, 1 2 3 XYZ street, XYZ street. You guys can use your string this way. You can use this one by all means. Java has no issues with that. Or you can put your phone number, say for example 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, whatever number you have, you can put your number here, and Java has no issues. You can put your mobile number, landline number, office number, house number, whatever number you want, your friend's number, and Java is not going to treat this one as this guy here, because now here Java is going to perform some sort of operations here. you can perform say multiplication, division, whatever operation. But this one you guys cannot do that, because Java is going to treat this one as a string. So you can use it, for example, we can put a byte if you have very short numbers, for example byte, and for example x, for example you can use it 5 or 3. You can use like the byte, or whatever char, we can use char, for example ch, we can put a c, for example, and you can put a single quotation, and put a, for example very small numbers, you can put a s, for example. That's how you're going to use char. What about short? We can use our short as well. That's how we can use. For example, we can use short as d, for example, and we can assign, say for example 40. So how about now if I want to come here and assign for example x to d? By all means you guys can put the d, this guy here, the first one. So if you want to assign x, you guys can, by all means you guys can do so. So you can come here, you can assign this x, whatever the value of x, to d. So now if you guys observe here, we have a byte which is have a 3, and we have a short which have a 40. So now we have we are coming from the lower, which is byte, to short, which is upper. So if you assign, say for example byte is here, to short, which is d, that's pretty much fine. Java has no issues with that one. So what happens if you have a very long number, for example if you use it long, our float, our double, and we use it, for example we assign it so big num, and for example we have 567, so we put L, for example, and we have another number which is float, and we put a FL, or we can put F, we can put a, for example 5.7 F, for example. Alright, so now, and finally if we have int, for example XYZ, we put a Z, and we assign, for example 50. Now we have a float, we have a long, which is a massive number, and we have a float which is also a big number, and we have this guys. If you guys remember, we have discussed the data types of if you have int, we have a float, we have long. So what happens if we're gonna come here and say, for example, we are gonna assign the long to int, for example the long, which is a big num, we put a z equal to big num. Our we assign this guy here float, you guys gonna get an error, because that's a massive number. That's a massive number. As we said that variables is a name, location, and computer memory. We're gonna update it with 50, because that's the amount of location they're gonna take. Say for example whatever the locations, 2 billion, whatever the number is gonna take, but this is million is billions, it goes up to very long number. So this is very long number, and this one's gonna give you guys error, because you guys cannot assign the big number to the lower number. You guys gonna lose precision. So if you do that, you guys gonna get say compile time error. There is a solution. So now you guys might be wondering, then we cannot do that. There is a solution. You guys can do typecasting, and that's gonna be our discussion for the future videos. So how do we do typecasting? Say for example you're gonna put like this. So instead of directly putting that one here, we can put it int here, and we can put a big num here now. Big num. Our in case of float, we can do, for example z, and we can put our int here, and we can do say f, for example. Now this much pretty much fine. Java has got no issues with this. Alright, so now we're gonna come with the fun part. So we're gonna print some of our variables that we said. Alright, so how do we gonna print our variables? So for example, we're gonna remove all, if you guys remember this one's from our previous videos, and we have output it welcome to my channel Wood. We're gonna put it here, we're gonna put a little bit close, and now we're gonna say, for example, now we put a string my, for example, channel, and what we're gonna assign, say for example Wood, for example Wood is a channel in for example YouTube. Okay, so now we have a variable here, and that's the type string. We assign the name of my channel, and we have output some sort of literal string here. And keep in mind we have wrap it with double quotation. And now how do we gonna put here inside our system.out, because you guys need to look for the name. So if you copy that, just bring it here, put it here, and that's it. Now here, now the Java is gonna see this one. Okay, you have a variable here of the type data type string, and you have some sort of message you have initialized it. It's called initialization assignment. So we have done a lot of things here. We have done declared variable, and then we have assigned the name, and we have assigned we have used assignment operator, and we are using wrap it with double quotation, and we can make it literal string, and finally we have closed it. Now if you don't put this guy here just by itself, is called expression. It's called expression in Java. If you guys put this one like this, it becomes a statement. Say for example, if you guys have an int, your int is for example x, and you assign 100 to x. So now this one is an expression, because what's expression? Expression is that we are gonna assign this 100 to this x. That's expression. So if you close it here, for example, now that's a technical term. This becomes a statement, because that's our statement. Our statement says that x has the value of 100. So I'm gonna close this, and I'm gonna put this one very close to this one. Control S to save, and once we gonna run our program. So Cryo's channel, that's our output. Cryo is the channel in YouTube. So that's how we gonna put our variables. That's how we're gonna print our variables. So keep in mind, we need to put a data type, you need to put some sort of names, you need to put assignment operator here, and you need to wrap it in to the, say like this, double quotation, and put it end like this with semicolon. Now we can put it here. So for example, how we gonna put our age? For example, we can put an int age. For example, we can put a 30, our age, and you can put your own age, whatever your age is. Then we're gonna put a system dot out dot print ln, and you need to put inside here age. So now we can print our age as well, and we're gonna see the say 30 on the screen, and you're gonna see here that's a 30. So that's print. We didn't put a ln. If you put a ln, you're gonna see on the next line. So Control S to save and run again, and you're gonna see that on the next line. So now if you put a ln, you're gonna see that one on two different lines here. So how about if you guys want to do hierarchy? For example, if you want to put a time, for example, time, minutes, and hours. So for example, you can do int hour, and you can put hours, say for example 5, What about int minute? You can put a minute, for example, whatever minute you want to put it, for example, in minute 5, hour 5, or minute, for example, 50. And you can put a system dot out dot println. So we can put the time is, you can put the time, so we put a system out dot print. Keep in mind we are using print as the case was before. We are not putting println, because if you guys want to see one straight line, you guys need to do print. So what you're gonna do, print, we're gonna do hours, first one, and we're gonna beside it, if you copy this one a few times, and the second one is gonna be, say, if you want to display your hour, then you're gonna put it this way. If you want to display your hours, then you're gonna put a column, because you want to display your hours. Hours gonna come on the left and minutes gonna come on the right. And if you want to put some sort of line, you can put a line here. So you can put a println line, whatever you want to put a line here. So you can put display hours and minutes, and when you run, so look at here, that's your the time, your one, the time is like this. But if you want to, for example, if you don't want, if you want to see all in one line, just put a print. So when you put a print and you're going to run, and you're going to see all in one line. That's how you're going to see it. So that's the difference between print and println. If you don't put a, if you put a println, it's going to come on the next line. If you just put a print, it's going to come in one line. So there's a lot of parts here. The first one is this part, then this part here, then we have a column which is here, and finally we have a minute which is here. And where all this one come from, they come from variables, because we are initializing our variable. Alright guys, this is for this video. If you guys have any question or comment, leave it in the comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.